Good morning, good morning. I really don't need a mic. I'm really too loud, but we're going to try it. First of all, we want to welcome you here to a wonderful press conference in relationship to every year we have our summer program. And so we just wanted to highlight the programs that we have this year. And so as you can see, at Barringer, we have this wonderful carpentry program, but we have many other programs throughout the city. This year, we have close to 3,000 kids that we will be working this summer. We've raised $2.7 million from private donors. And in addition, the mayor gave additional money to the summer youth program. And I think we upwards of about $5 million this year for summer youth. I mean, y'all know how this mayor is. I mean, he really is very into making sure that the youth in this city have things to do. And he told us to dig deep this year to make sure that the programs we put together were actually going to be meaningful. And so that's why we partner with the Board of Education and many other entities to make sure that we have enrichment programs where kids are actually learning. And so to highlight some, we have a fabulous film program because y'all know we have a film studio coming in the city of Newark. And so we have probably one of the most sought after film producers in Newark. Really in the country. His name is Jimi Hendrix. He's doing a program at the Symphony Hall with kids, teaching them about editing, and the kids get to keep the equipment that they learn on. So we understand. So the camera equipment that they learn on, who's doing this? This is just Newark. Who's doing these type of programs? We have a Remix the Kicks program. A young lady that's an entrepreneur in the city came up with a program called Remix the Kicks, which is probably one of the most popular programs, wound up being one of our most popular programs. But we have students, if you don't know, in this generation, they like to remix kicks. They like to take sneakers and old shoes and remix them, and they put them out there to sell them on eBay and other websites, and they make money. And so we got kids right now learning Remix the Kicks. And I just want to give a hand to the young entrepreneur sister that did that. We bring it back the So With Cali program, which has taken off to the point where other cities have taken the So With Cali program and made them a part of their program. But once again, Newark leads the way. And listen, we don't care about people mimicking us, but we just want to have some credit for, you know what I'm saying? Utilizing our program. In addition, a virtual reality program. The virtual reality program is back again this year. We graduated 48 of 50 kids last year that learned to build in the virtual reality, and they kept their headset. And so because that class was so successful, we brought it back again this year, and we now have those kids at Votech learning, once again, how to build in virtual reality, a in-demand job at this point for this generation. So I want to give a big hand to those individuals. I also want to shout out my leadership team. We have new leadership. First of all, I just want y'all to know my partner. The mayor always say you got to have a second in command, and I just want y'all to know my partner, Karen Gaylord. Like, I just want y'all to understand how amazing she is. You know, I promise y'all, I come up with these crazy ideas, and she be just pushing them and trying to make sure they get done. And so I really appreciate it, man, and the team. And then Tariq, new leadership, stand up, my brother, in the workforce. The mayor gave me this guy. He said, I'm sending somebody over there to help you. And I tell my brother, breath of fresh air. I really appreciate him sending this brother, man. He's doing an amazing job in the program. And so, listen, man, I wanted to give a big shout out to this brother and his team, Aisha Hemingway and others that's in the Newark Youth, that, listen, this is our first week of the program. Well, our second week, but our first week where they're in classes. And so, y'all know we're working out a lot of kinks, and they're working hard to do that. And I just want to give them a big shout out for the work that they're doing over there in Summer Youth, man. Thanks a lot. So I want to bring up this young brother, Tariq, to give a few words so he can give you a little bit more about what we're doing this summer. And so come on up, my brother.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Thank you for allowing us to have this event here. Thank you, Mayor, for giving me the opportunity to be able to be a part of such an important initiative within our city been here for, I think, about 2 months, and just encountering and engaging with a lot of our youth. I mean, I think that my life has changed, right, and respect for the work has changed in 2 months. So I'll just talk a little bit about what we plan to do and highlight some of the things that Deputy Mayor said. So the City of Newark Summer Youth Employment Program is not just focused on sending our youth and people to work. We value the importance of youth and young adults being fully prepared to enter the workforce and have transferable skills to carry them throughout life. This is why during the first week of our SYEP virtual career sessions, we had fluency and financial literacy sessions. The skills that were addressed were networking, professional skills, workplace skills, career awareness, making transition, using social capital as managing your earnings. The mayor's vision and the SYP initiative enables Newark's youth and young adults to become the next generation of entrepreneurs, artists, executives, activists, and advocates. So this year was extremely important to us. Over the past 2 years, we were dealing with COVID, so everything was virtual. We had, as Deputy Mayor said, we had over 3,800 people apply. We're close to about having 3,000 of those being employed and having work readiness skills by the end of the summer. Some of the funders have helped us expand and enhance, right? We're currently running our carpentry program, as you know, sewing, virtual reality, film, and phlebotomy. We've even collaborated with the Office of Violence Prevention and Trauma Recovery with our Safe Summer program, where we have 140 plus youth and young adults, where we have employed them and also contribute to their social and emotional well-beings on Fridays, where they have chances to encounter with social workers, get to go to events and be exposed to something different than what they're used to. In closing, I would like to thank the Department of Labor for the $1.7 million grant, the largest ever by SYP, just so you know. And of course, for Mayor Baraka matching that 1.7, which is extremely important. Thank you. Our private funders, Prudential, the Charitable Foundation, MCJ Amelio Foundation, the Victoria Foundation, Capital One, Chase, Santander, TD, Horizon, RWJ Barnabas, PSE&G, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Edison Properties, M&T Bank, and A&T. I want to thank our education partners, Berkeley, who has took over 500 youth and custom career explorations like X-Ray Tech, NJIT Police Academy for their forensic science and math success programs, Rutgers Geoscience, and Newark Public Schools. Thank you for our employer partners, especially the green energy partners like Solar One, SGAP Global Studies. And thank you for BCP, DPW, and our other city departments who have collaborated with us to make this a reality. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. This young man's doing an amazing job. Next up, we're going to bring the man of the hour here, my mayor, Mayor Raz J. Baraka. Y'all know how I feel about this brother. I know he come up here every day talking about did he pay me to say these words? But listen, we could not do, and I mean this, we cannot do the things that we do in this city if he didn't push us the way he pushes us. I mean, you know, every Friday he meets with his directors and he just pushes us to make sure that we're doing what's right for the residents of the city, and especially when it comes to the youth. And he just comes up with a lot of ideas and he tells us to, listen, I need you to get out here and do these things. Come up, think outside the box. I need these children to actually be doing something, and they need to be doing something meaningful. And then you don't just talk the talk. He put the money behind it and the resources behind it. And so, you know, I want to give this brother his kudos, man, and I want him to get up here and say a few words in regards to the summer program. Mayor Baraka.
Thank you. Let's give it up for these young people. They look good back here, right? Yeah. And thank all of the folks that are working with them. Obviously, the superintendent, Ms. Ortiz here with us as well. Everybody from Newark Public Schools for partnering with us to make sure our summer youth program is successful. Obviously, Rahman, Karen, Gaylord, Tariq, all of the staff, the Asia in the back, all the staff that's here that make sure these programs function and run. We appreciate the new principal of Barringer High School over there. Shout you out. I know it's a big job, but I'm sure you can deal with it. The summer youth program is 10,000 times away from where it was when I was 17 years old in Newark, New Jersey. cleaning up lots. That's what we did. Most of the time, we cleaned up vacant lots. We swept streets. It was called Speedy. We did those kind of things. Listen, I appreciated it then. I had a little extra money in my pocket, things I got to buy. My mother didn't have to spend money on. I got to buy my own sneakers and some of my school clothes before I got back to school. So it was a practical use for it, an immediate and practical use. And that practical and immediate use is still here. We're actually paying them a lot more than I was getting paid then. That's number one. So there's a serious practical use. But then there's a long-term kind of development that exists now that didn't exist then. You know, the kind of career readiness, workplace, skills being developed, soft skills, financial literacy, all of these things that are important, and engaging kids in experiencing careers and trying to figure out what they want to do with their life before they make decisions that they can't reverse. So it gives them an opportunity to test out different things that they like, and that's incredibly important because one of the most important things about learning is connecting past knowledge to new knowledge, right? In order for us to get information or learn something new, we usually have to connect it to something that we know already. Our kids have a problem sometimes because we don't have those full service, diverse kind of experiences in order to connect old information with new information, right? Because we kind of segregated in these communities, divorced from a lot of opportunity that exists out there. So what summer youth employment actually does is put them in places and give them chances and opportunities to have experiences that they never would have been able to have without it. And that's the important thing. So we just don't want you to clean up a lot because you can get a broom and a dustpan and go clean up a lot anytime, right? We want you to do stuff like this. We want you to build something, right? And even if you decide you don't want to do this, you had that experience. And maybe this experience is here can connect you to other experiences that you're trying to figure out later on in the future. And that's important for you. You might get on a virtual reality thing and figure, I don't want to do this. It makes me dizzy, like it used to make me dizzy when rock. But that experience is amazing, right? And it will inform you about other things that you may be able to make a decision about later on in your life. So that's really what this is about. We want kids to be able to handle their own money, deal with their own bank accounts, make decisions about how much money to extract from the bank, how much to leave in. I want you to make a decision about how to talk to people, how to introduce yourself to individuals. What are the important soft skills that you need at any job that you're going to go in, no matter what the job is? How do you greet people, right? How do you identify yourself or meet other people? These are the things that we learn in here in the summer. So I appreciate Rahman and everybody else, the deputy mayor, and everybody else that makes this program go. It's incredibly important to me. We have probably, in terms of the proportion or the size, one of the largest summer youth programs in the country, based on the population of people we actually have in our city. So if you compared it to other cities who have larger populations or similar populations than Newark, we are doing a lot more kids than they are doing with the same or similar population. So that's incredible. You know, I've been fighting them to get 3,000. We get there, we get behind it, we get there, we get behind it. But 3,000 is my lucky number. We want to get there and make sure we at least have 3,000 kids working every single summer and not cleaning our streets, because we actually pay people to clean the streets to do that, and not our children. So we are excited about it, and I can't wait before I leave to see y'all actually put something together and say, you don't look so fancy, you look fancy. I want to make sure you're able to do something with this thing you got on, you know what I mean? You know, there's a lot of fancy-looking people around here. I want to make sure you can actually put a hammer and a nail and make something happen. So God bless you all. Thank you for being a part of this today.
Thanks a lot, man, Barack. Here you go. Next up, we want to bring up the Eastern Regional Council of Carpenters, Brother Tom Wazaga, to talk about the carpentry program that is in collaboration with North Public Schools and with Workforce Development.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming out today to support our program here. Just want to highlight the partnerships that we have with Barringer High School, the Workforce Development Board, and the City of Newark. And it's a great pipeline for students from Barringer High School to go out in the field for a couple weeks during the summertime to see what a construction job site is. So for 3 years, they do the carpentry program here. They go out for a couple weeks, they get to see if this is something that they want to pursue. And we're always looking for the next generation of union carpenters and where we could provide Newark residents to work on Newark projects. And this is our second year doing this. Hopefully we keep going with this, and hopefully it keeps going through the state of New Jersey. So thank you everybody for coming out today.
Next up, we want to bring up the Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Maria Ortiz. Say a few words.
Good morning. Buenos dias. To our great mayor, Mayor Baraka, we are so grateful that it is his vision that is leading us in this time. To Deputy Mayor Mohammed, to the consuls, I saw some folks come in, to Dr. Brown, thank you for being here, to E.D. Gaylord and to her team, to our new principal, Perret, who is here from Barringer High School. She's supposed to be off. And she decided she's going to make it her business to be here just so that she can welcome not only the students but her staff to Barringer High School. So thank you for your commitment. We also have with us Ms. Sandra Marks, who's also the new CTE director for Newark Public Schools. She's here joining us today. To Vice Principal Eason, who's also here leading the Summer Initiative program. And to the CTE carpentry teachers, Mr. Galano, Mrs. Darpino, and Mr. Hernandez, thank you. And to all the students, thank you for your commitment, absolutely. So I bring greetings on behalf of Superintendent Leon, who regrets not being here this morning, but he had to attend a personal family-related matter, so please just continue to keep him and his family in prayers. Nonetheless, we are grateful to be gathered this morning to recognize the perpetual collaboration between the City Hall Mayor's Office, the Newark Board of Education, and all of the industry partners, carpentry and the 311 Union being one of them. We are so grateful for this continuous collaboration. The Summer Youth Employment and Training Program, and I just recall because I was part of a recipient there. I've been in Newark all my life, but when I was doing the Summer Youth Employment and Training Program, I was assigned to a bank, and that season, I had to pass flyers out on Broad and Market. That was my summer job, people. And I was getting paid $3.25 an hour. So I don't know if you remember. I think Mr. Muhammad probably remembers that rate. I don't know yet. But that was my first pay, $3.25 for the hour. So this is a personal program for me because I know what it did. And I just, maybe in full transparency, $3.25 an hour, what I was saving the money for was to help my mom with the PSE&G bill. That's what I was doing with my money. I wasn't able to, set money aside for sneakers because I know that that was a thing, but I can imagine what each and every child that is receiving part of this program's funding, what is it going for them? But thank God that this city has counted not robbery to teach us about how wealth is health and to make sure that financial literacy is a commitment and an investment that we have to ensure so that we do better, that our parents do better, that we do better, that our children do better, and they don't have to save to pay PSE&G. I mean, I still am saving for PSE&G. I don't know the rates, but a PSE&G bill nowadays is like a Range Rover tab. I'm like, $700 for what? I'm not even home most of the day. But, it's a matter of teaching financial literacy so that we become investors and leaving financial legacies behind. So I know that this program is not only working, but I just want to give you a little bit of stats. Through the Newark Board of Education this particular year, under the leadership of Superintendent Leon, we found it not very interesting. We were not doing remediation because remediation was allowing children to fail and giving summer school as an option. We are no longer doing that. We are now offering 93 programs throughout 15 schools particularly in high schools, at 8 sites. 93 programs that are focusing on career, technical education, culinary, CDL licensures. We're doing carpentry. We're doing biomedical engineering. We're doing just so many amazing programs throughout our city in collaboration with the City Hall's office. So out of our programs, we have 500 students that are doing that kind of leadership, and they're getting paid through the Summer Youth Employment Training Program. That deserves a round of applause. This particular carpentry program here at Barringer High School, as carpentry is one of the CTE pathways, I am very extremely proud to just see some of the students that are here, and you will hear from them, but there were 24 students in the program, 16 which will be completers next year, and that's a big deal. That's a big deal because our students have that as an advantage where some adults that are in the program, they're still struggling how to get OSHA certification. But our students will be OSHA certified, OSHA 10 certified, and that's extremely important. They will also earn 16 credits from the Thomas Edison College, and they will continue their collaboration and partnership with the 311 Union. So it is our continuous goal to bring up, and that's something that I was talking to the carpentry teachers about, their interest is to bring what I know as a cherry picker, but it's considered a scissor equipment, so that would allow for our students to be OSHA 30 certified, and that will complete their OSHA certification in total. So if we can make that happen, and we will make a way, because I know that between the mayor and the superintendent, we will support this initiative to find a way to make this happen. It is also the goal of students to build mini homes that they already know about and donate them to the city, empty lots, so that those who are in transitional housing can benefit from those opportunities. So that's a vision that came from students. So the fact that they have that purpose, that they have that drive, and that they have that very meaningful, the why for them is not just learning the skills, but is beyond that. How is my return to investment? What is my return to investment? And my return to investment is giving back to the city that I love. And that's coming from them. So the fact that they have that commitment, the fact that they have that urgency, the fact that they are really, in the summertime, they could have gone anywhere. They could have done anything, but they chose to be here and to make this happen. So I thank you on behalf of Superintendent Leon. I appreciate all the students that are here, your commitment, your teachers, and I want to also thank every single body that is here. My motto is that it is important. My job is to shorten the line between children and success. That's my line. That's what I'm supposed to be doing every single day. And I cannot do it alone. So the fact that each and every one are here in that commitment, making sure that we make a way for students to have more success faster, and we leave that legend behind, that's our goal. So thank you for being here. Gracias a todos. I really appreciate your commitment to Barringer High School, to the carpentry program, to the city of Newark, and to our nation. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Ms. Ortiz. I should bring Karen up here for that. We're going to have remarks from our Summer Youth Employment participants. Veronica Rodriguez will be the first student. Is Veronica in the building?
Bienvenido, buenos días. Hi, good morning still, actually. My name is Veronica Rodriguez. I began at Barringer in the year 2020 during the year of COVID. I may be new to the 311 program, but over the years, the 2 years that I have been here, I've been in the carpentry program. I have accomplished many milestones while being here. I've had the opportunity to participate in the Big Picture Harbor Free Fellowship Program this year, and it had opened many doors for me. I had to complete 120 hours for Harbor Free, and it was quite exciting. I helped to build mini houses, installing solar panels. I also worked inside Behringer to fix doors, painting, replacing ceiling tiles, and other maintenances around the building. With the money I earned, I was able to pay for driving lessons, which I would have not been able to do otherwise. It also gave me the opportunity to obtain my OSHA 10 certification card, for occupational safety at the job site. Through the carpentry program, I was able to learn how to install solar energy panels with the company Solar One. I've had the chance to work on many key projects for the District of Board of Ed, making school signs and letters for the superintendent. We also made signs for other schools around the community. For the Christmas holiday, we made 8-foot toy soldiers for the North Ward. I even worked in the carpentry wood shop during the COVID pandemic when I was a freshman. We made planners for the elementary schools around the community. We installed 2 dance floors at Behringer and constructed the mock courtroom jury box and judge stand at Behringer as well. During the time I spent in carpentry, I have gained many skills over my 2 years. I learned how to work with heavy machinery such as table saws, lifts, nail guns, and so many other tools. I learned how to refurnish wood and how to frame structures. Being able to be a part of this program has taught me the value of hard work and what you can accomplish when you put your mind to. Especially being a woman of color and with a Latina background, it definitely changed my life. I've become more independent. Carpentry has taught me time management and prioritizing what's important, always putting your safety and others' safeties first. Carpentry taught me the confidence as a female that I can succeed in carpentry and whatever else I want to accomplish in this world. I would like to thank all of you for giving us your time and effort to help us meet our goals. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Ms. Rodriguez. Next participant will be Micah Charles. Micah Charles, come on up.
Good morning. My name is Micah Charles. I started Behringer High School in 2021 as a sophomore coming from Trinidad. I found a program where a lot of my fellow classmates who I became my brothers and sisters were waiting for me. The career development program that has positively impacted my life is carpentry. The newfound support from my carpentry teachers and administrative staff here is what really encourages me to be more than just another drop in the bucket. The carpentry program has opened many doors for me and my peers. I have received awards such as congressional recognition from Congressman Don Payne Jr. I was a part of the first groundbreaking group to launch the 3-in-1 partnership program. I am the first student from Behringer High School to win a Skills USA competition. I'm honored to have become a New Jersey State Skills USA officer to represent the entire District of Newark CTE programs and students. The Newark City Municipal Council has acknowledged my continued work within this community, and I will continue to proudly represent my community at Kansas City for the Big Picture Learning Conference, which takes place next week. This program, the carpentry program, has taught me what a good day's work really means. Coming in early and being one of the last to leave, staying until the job is done and not putting off what can be done today for tomorrow. I have learned to work with people and events that will further my career and education. I have greatly increased my carpentry and construction skills in framing, drywall installation, CNC router operation, finished carpentry, vanishing, and sign construction. Soft skills and interactive skills. The events, occasions, and memories I have already experienced at Barringer High School will always stick with me, along with the bonds that have been forged from sweat and hard work. I am very excited for the next chapters of my life. I am sure it will be action-packed from the bricks that have been laid. The carpentry has also opened my eyes to the importance of math, science, and all the other subjects we study in school. They are all involved in carpentry. So, with that, I would like to thank my teachers and administrators at Barringer High School and all of you for giving me the opportunity and experience to succeed. Thank you.
I think this brother's an asset to the Carpenters Union. He doesn't need a ladder. So y'all heard our programs. And listen, I hope that the other trades that need to open up their doors, just like the Carpenters has done to bring more minorities and women in, trades like the electrical union, plumbers union, the elevator mechanics specifically, iron workers, and I'm listen, we have other trade unions that need to open up their doors and mimic these programs. And there is money out there. We just left the Department of Labor, who's actually the National Department of Labor, who's actually pushing these type of programs in urban communities to make sure that individuals who have not had the ability to go inside these unions get that opportunity to take on these good paying jobs, carpenters and electricians and plumbers and iron. These folks make upwards of $85 an hour starting after they become a journeyman. I mean, who wouldn't want that type of salary and lifestyle? And so we encourage those individual unions to please follow suit. Call the Carpenters Union. See if you can merge with them on these programs. But I would like to come in next year and we have every one of the trades that we need into this city that we are encouraging builders to use union. As we encourage builders to use unions, we also need residents of the city to actually be on those jobs. And the only way that they get those jobs, if you create programs like this. And so please open your doors. So listen, I want to thank Ms. Plummer from the Department of Labor and Ms. Clark, our WIB chairwoman, for being here. But we also want to open up, and I want to thank all our sponsors that gave us funding this year. But we want to open the floor up to media questions only. I was told to say that. Media questions only. Any questions from the media?
I know we have one question back here. Two.
Hi, I'm Carly McManus with WNBC. As we know, trade jobs are always going to be crucial to have. But what is the importance of integrating children of these ages into trade programs, especially when the number of people entering the trade programs isn't as high as it's used to been?
That's good. So I think, listen, I have experience. I was a former union leader. And so I have some experience in this field. To me, it's important that we get individuals at this level because we have to give them other opportunities and other options out there for those that are not attending colleges. When we look at the educational system, because we just did a study on this, a paper that was written by my department, the majority of the kids are not choosing college as an option coming out of high school. And so what are those kids doing? Well, a lot of those kids, when they graduate, a lot of them either they find jobs that are not meaningful and not able to take care of them, or a lot of them get themselves into trouble. Right? And so by the time they come down to my office for us to assist them, they've now created some roadblocks that we now have to take away because we have not given the children these other options like trades to go into, and we've only used college or the mentality of college as the pathway for them to be successful. Well, why is that? Well, from us, everybody that is in the school system that controls the way they're educational, their success comes from college. So by their natural instinct, not only does it come from college, but it also, they're given incentives to push kids into the direction of just going to college. But if you give kids other options, like a carpentry program or electrical program, or plumbing program, or a CDL program, right? They can have just as much success in their life. And we got to get away from this notion that this is an alternative method. That's the other problem that we see into this educational system, right? That when you say to a child that, oh, you're not going to college, well, you can do this alternative route, well, you've created a second-class type of citizenship of saying, well, your job as an electrician is less than this job or the individual that's going to college and getting a degree. And we just don't think those systems are fair. And we need to change that thinking and that mentality. To me, it starts in the educational system, and it starts with actually offering those programs right now with these kids today. But, Mayor, you can go ahead and... I'm sorry. I was on my soapbox.
Let me get the mic from this guy. Before he say something, I got to drag him off the microphone. At the end of the day, there is no real shortage in labor. Let me just say that. And that's the discussion that's being had at higher levels. And we always repeat that there's a shortage in labor. There's only a shortage in investment. And that's really what the problem is. We're not investing our dollars in folks that are not traditionally lined up for the kind of labor that's made available. So at the end of the day, there are a lot of folks that we need to continue to become a part of the building trades. Why? Because we're still building. We're still building, and we're going to continue to build. Some of the technology of that changes, which means you probably need more skills. More skills in technology, more skills in mathematics, other kind of skills. It may change, but building will always be here. We're always going to be building buildings, building bridges, building whatever it is that we need to be constructed, we need that. And so we need people to actually do the work. I mean, folks are not going into those jobs, so we need to train people in order to do that. And we have a cadre of people who are willing to get trained to be in those fields. And that's a whole nother discussion about us taking those barriers out our own way to stop not looking at specific people to be a part of our trade, right? We have to pull the discriminatory kind of lenses that we have off and say, oh, we only gonna, do this kind of familial thing or do the thing we've been doing for the last 30, 40 years. We have to get away from that and begin to invest in other communities and other people and get them down a road of being a part of the builders of our country. That's important. And this is a group of folks behind you that are more than willing to do the work if we train them properly to get in there and do the work. So it's not really a shortage, because I could send tens of thousands of people to specific places that tell me that there's a shortage. There's only a shortage in the will to train specific people to do the work that's available. So we don't have that problem in Newark. We're going to train any and everybody that wants to be trained and give them the skills that they need so they can be a part of the workforce.
Thank you for that. And one last question. How crucial is the need for trade jobs in Newark itself?
Well, right now we have a couple of $1 billion worth of development happening in the city right now as we speak. And then there if you look at the folks that are applying for site plan approvals and all this other kind of stuff, that means that is going to like multiply, over the years. The kind of building that's happening in this city is tremendous. And during COVID, it didn't wane, it continued to grow. So at the end of the day, we need more people involved. And based on the laws that we have in our city, the municipal ordinances, you have to have a percentage of local folks that are a part of your projects. And so a lot of the people, and Rockmount was alluding to it, a lot of folks say, oh, we don't have Newarkers available to meet the need of fulfilling the requirement that the law suggests. So we are giving you a cadre of people so you don't have that excuse anymore, right? So that you have people in all of the trades, not just laborers, right? We need to be able to be a part of all of the trades, heavy machine operators, carpentry, iron workers, elevator, all of the things that Rockmont talked about. We want to be able to train people to be prepared for that. In fact, Newark is contemplating building our own training center up here so that we can begin training people locally in multiple trades so they could be qualified and available to work in any of the unions that are here.
Mayor, how this event help with social stability? Children are learning during the summer instead of being on the streets. Do you think this help to the community to prevent crime?
Yeah, all of this is a part of that, right? So summer youth by itself helps to do that, even if they're not doing anything. Look, there's a data say that if a kid is in a structured learning environment, even if the learning environment is not a good one, that they're better off successfully in life than they would be if they were not in any learning environment at all. Right? So it's what that says is even if a kid is in a school that's not functioning well, they're actually better off there than they would be in no school at all. That's what the data is saying. That's not what I'm saying. So for us to continue to have programs in the summer and elevate them to this level means that we are creating incredible opportunities for young people to engage in education, in the educational process in a different way, in a more practical way, and not just in the kind of classroom training way that will transfer to their classroom when they get back there. So that's important for us, and it keeps them, hopefully when they finish, they tired, right? They go home, they made a little money, they feel good about themselves, and they feel like, they want to think about and do other things. So it helps us tremendously. And so that's why we have a program on the back end that surfaces specifically kids who have been in trouble with the law. We have a specific program in the summer just for kids like that, where I think we hired maybe 150 kids this summer who are in that category alone. To begin to change their trajectory. So you're talking about kids who haven't made that choice. We want to take that choice from them, but then there are kids who have made the choice and we want to change their mind, right? So that's what we're doing. So thank you. I appreciate y'all coming out today.
Hold the room. Push it up.